It's movie talking time.
Oh, we are so excited to be back. Excited for some of the news we have for you and some great movie quotes that we will delve into later. Devil, revel, I don't know words, but I hope you know what I'm talking about.
All I heard out of what you just said was, I don't know what I'm talking about, because I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Gary.
Okay, you're back. Okay, my headphones were doing weird things. But yes, we have exciting and intriguing news to talk about today. And like we said a couple weeks ago, or last week, I don't remember. The days run together these days for me. It's something to celebrate when we have exciting news these days.
Yes.
You know? So news, and we've got some tips for you today, because some of you, as we approach the Thanksgiving season, holiday season, if you will, it's an exciting time. It's a wonderful time. However, sometimes when you're around family, you might get a little anxious. Maybe you're going to see some people you haven't seen in a while. Maybe you're going to be around someone that, you know, if they say something, you might just lose it, you know?
Yes.
Well, today we're going to use movies, and only we can, how to help us get through those situations with our family through the holiday season, mainly Thanksgiving next week.
Yes. And we'll be digging into that here towards the end of the show. You know, I guess the last thing we'll do on this show, because we want to make sure you have everything you need and it's fresh in your mind. So, and here is Ethan. What's up, Ethan?
Howdy, Ethan.
Sir? Thank you for joining us. Good, sir.
Yeah. I just want to compliment Ethan a little bit there. He was Doc Holliday for Halloween. And when someone said, "Are you Doc Holliday?" or "You're Doc Holliday," he said, "That's the rumor." Perfect movie quote from this movie right here. Ethan, you are the man. So
maybe he should just dress up as Doc and then just quote him the entire time.
Well, have you seen him? He pretty much does. Every time I see him, he's got the cowboy hat and the boots. I'm like, dude, you're owning it. Go for it. Howdy, you know? Bring him on. I need to get him on Western Wednesday when that comes back. Ethan.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yep. Excited for that. So here we are. We're going to do some catching up real quick. Gary, my man, what have you watched? What have you done this past week?
Okay.
Oh, you seem ready. You seem ready for it.
I'm excited because I actually watched something. I finally got around to watching A Beautiful Day. No, wait. Won't You Be My Neighbor, Mr. Rogers documentary.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday, and it's on the Peacock for free. If you have the Peacock is a free subscription, it's on there. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend checking it out. If you're like me and Efren, you grew up with Mr. Rogers, or even if you didn't, the world needs to be enlightened on this wonderful, wonderful, kind soul that he was. And I watched that yesterday. There was a few tears, there were some smiles, and there was some sadness. But I watched that yesterday. And Won't You Be My Neighbor? It's a great documentary, and I'm excited to watch it again with the wife because she hasn't seen it yet. So, and I'm in a documentary mood. You know me. I subscribe to HBO Max, which we'll talk about in a little bit. They just released the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion, 30-year reunion special. Oh. And it is great. It is great. I watched that as well. If you grew up with that show, it is a must-watch. It's a must-watch in general. So if you grew up loving Fresh Prince. So
yes.
But yeah. So that's what I watched. Some good stuff.
I have to check that out since I do have the Peacock. I have to check that out to see some of that reunion stuff myself.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Ethan here again. Heard people say it wasn't that good. So the documentary or the Tom Hanks version? That's what I want to know. Both are great. So if whoever told you it's not that good, whatever. They're wrong. But it was good.
They are wrong. I understand someone not liking the Tom Hanks movie. I did very much because it was such a different movie, you know. But I don't see how anyone
way they filmed it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, but I can't see how anyone would come away from the documentary thinking that wasn't good because it was top notch. So,
the documentary was top notch. If anything, okay, that's it. So Ethan said the Tom Hanks one. Yeah, I can understand people not liking that one because the way it was filmed, the very opening scene is a little like, wait, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And so, but once you realize what they're doing, what they're trying to do, it's fantastic, and it's great. So people who didn't like it, they need to get over themselves. So here you go, Gary.
Oh, Elisa, how are you? Congrats, the newly wed herself, Elisa, just got married.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
Yep. To Jordan
Welcome.
is his name. So
Ah,
congrats
well,
to Elisa and Jordan.
Congrats to you both, and welcome to
Yeah.
a lifetime of trying to figure out where to
They
eat.
are a rare couple. They dated in youth group and got married.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So
Very rare indeed.
very rare.
So, yeah. So, I guess so. This isn't one-sided.
Yeah. What did you watch?
What?
I'm sorry, I spaced out there.
No. Wasn't
Yeah.
towards you at all. We got
Yeah.
all distracted, anyways. But
Yes.
yeah. So honestly, I didn't really watch anything new. I do have plenty of new stuff to watch. I was just too much into playing Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh,
I finally got into
understandable.
it, and I've been playing that. I'm not done with it yet because, unlike other people who just play through the story and they get done, apparently it's a shorter version of the game of the Spider-Man games. It's kind of short, but I've been spending a lot of time just swinging around and doing all the side stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, but
I hear really really good things for that about that game. So cool.
yeah, so that's what so that's pretty much what I've been doing. I do want to do some catching up, hoping to go to the movies this weekend and see a movie. So hopefully that will
Nice.
happen. Then I'll have that to catch up on, and I'll be watching Mandalorian, which
Yeah, I gotta do that too. Yeah. Which speaking of Mandalorian, catch us on Tuesday. Am I right?
Yep, on Tuesday.
Yep.
I did watch that last week, but I'm saving anything about that till when we do our review of the last week and this week.
Episodes 3 and 4 review coming on Tuesday. Catch us on Tuesday. How about that? Sorry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what you just did.
Sorry. My bad.
Yeah. So here you go, Gary. Melissa, thanks so much. Been together 5 years. Wow.
5 years. Big 5. Cool.
Yeah. And then here you go. Hi, Megan's husband.
Megan's mom. Hello. Her mother-in-law. Everybody's watching today.
I know. I love it. Well, I just love the hi, Megan's husband. Like it's
Yes.
not even nothing,
Yes.
Gary.
Yep.
That's what I love
how
about
we.
it.
Megan's mom. Hello. That's how we've spoken to each other for about 12 years now.
So good. I love it. So moving right along, let's get into this news, Gary. That's exciting. And then we can get to our movie quotes. But I pretty much just said DC news because honestly, that's the
all there
majority
is.
of good news that we have. And so we are talking about the Snyder Cut. And yes, I don't have an actual Snyder Cut poster because I thought this looked way cool.
Yeah.
So
That is
I
really
definitely
cool.
like this. Definitely like this a whole lot better. This dark side picture, and so here we have. I'm sorry. I just saw Ethan's commented of "you've been demoted," and it distracted me. So I guess he's talking about you, Gary.
I guess so. I deserve it. I don't know why or where, but I deserve it.
So, but anyway, so back to this. We got a kind of new trailer, I guess.
Yeah. It was pretty much the same thing with a little bit of new things. So, yeah, and we saw it in black and white as well. So, yeah, it was. I felt like that trailer was just to be like, hey, don't forget, you know.
Yeah, there were a couple shots that were new, kind of like, hey, here are some things. But I think those shots are probably just them just showing like, hey, here's what we have. Like, don't forget that we already did these things. Here's a little bit extra. So we did have some new stuff, but you did saw like what's been rumored that he is going to do a one cut that's all in black and white to give it this noir kind of feel.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I personally don't know how I feel about that, Gary. Maybe you have different feelings, but I'm just kind of like, the Justice League stuff, does it need to be noir or whatever? Like, can it just be like
Be a
Justice
movie.
League? Like, just be what we want it to be. That's all.
Well, Zack Snyder's movies are, you can say what you want about them, but one thing they all have in common is they all look great, you know? And so why would you want to take Zack Snyder, like his vision, his, you know, all that, and turn it into black and white? I just don't see the point in it, you know? Some people they love that stuff, you know? And, but that's fine. But I just don't, I agree with you. I don't see why this big collection of superheroes has to be black and white. It's like, all right. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, but so this trailer's a little longer. It was like 3 minutes or something, 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit longer. I kept waiting. I wasn't disappointed with it by any means, but I kept waiting for like something that we hadn't, just kind of out of nowhere. Maybe we get a glimpse of, Jared Leto's Joker or something. But it was, I think we had a little bit more. I don't think in the first trailer we got the Nightmare stuff. That was
we did.
Was that in the first trailer? So that one that was new, and I feel like we saw a little bit more of Superman, and Lois and stuff
and we
like
got
that.
And then we got that one cool shot of Darkseid with like that Omega fire ring around him and his people around him. So that was a cool little shot, just showing that, to me, that Darkseid will be a bit more of a presence than he was in what we got. So it's cool to see that as well. So just like a little bit more tidbits. See, I was kind of hoping too that with this news, like you said, maybe show us would there be a Green Lantern thing? Well, what does Jared Leto's Joker look like? Are we going to see like a release date? Maybe
That's
not a date, but maybe just like a whatever, May 2020 or something. I don't know. We're going to have some kind of release date, like something a little bit more new. But here's what I take from it, Gary, and let's see what you think. I feel like they're just trying to keep the hype train going to, like you said, remind people here's what's going on. But I don't know if they actually, I know they said 2021. I don't think they actually know when they can get this thing ready because of reshoots and stuff like that. I think they're just trying to keep it in our minds that it's coming so we don't forget. But I don't think they really have a plan here, which is a little scary to me.
Yeah. Yep. I think if that was the case, I think we would have a release date by now. So this, I agree 100%. It was like, let's just put this out there, add a little bit of new stuff just so people don't forget with Christmas and all these other things going on, coming up. Let's remind them it's out there. But that's exactly what I took from it. I'm not too alarmed, but it would be nice to see, May or like you said, July or whatever release date. But I also think maybe they had more to do on it than they originally thought. Yeah. I don't want to speculate, but
there have been rumors about reshoots. So reshoots and doing some other stuff, which makes it even more like, okay, this wasn't a completely fleshed out idea. I mean, Zack Snyder has it fleshed out. He knew what he wanted, but he didn't actually get to finish his vision. And I think we talked about this before. If we remember, like when he was still directing, his plan the entire time was Justice League Part 1, Justice League Part 2. And so this was going to be a 4-hour affair to have to finish off this one story, and we knew that. So I wonder if going back, it's like he was just like, listen, I don't want, because we knew like the episodes and stuff, right? So it's even more like, listen, if I want this story told right, here's everything I need to do. Thankfully, WB's like, all right, fine, do your reshoots, do what you have to do. But it's just a little bit more like, okay, this is going to be its own contained thing. It's not going to be part of the DCEU, the direction that it's going. It's almost like, and this is where I kind of like, it's almost like they're saying, okay, do what you have to do so we can finish off that version of the DCEU because we're trying to go a different direction anyways.
Trying to do something else. Yeah.
Which is still going to be confusing because you're using the same actors moving forward. So I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. It's really hard. Okay, so it's really hard to explain that to people who are casual DC comic book moviegoers, and I understand because I remember like when Joker came out and all this stuff. It was like, well, what about this Joker? About this? And it's like, well, this is his own thing. What does that mean? Well, what's the Justice League mean? And I was like, well, it's kind of his own thing. And it was like, I don't know. It's just kind of like just enjoy it. And I think we're so universe driven and sequel driven that it's hard to
we're spoiled.
Yes, and thank you, Marvel. And it's hard to watch something in a vacuum where it's just like, this is for this right here, and maybe this will help with that mindset. Yeah,
and I think that it's almost like right now, I'm like, DC definitely just needs to continue doing these one-off movies. Yes, you can have, I think they really need to treat it like the actual comic book world, where you have all these characters who have their own things going on. Nothing really connects until they need it to. So like they just do their own thing. And then when you have a Darkseid show up, then, okay, hey, here's this threat, and you can have that threat show up at the end of a Superman or a Batman movie, and then have them like, okay, we got to get the team together, and then just get the team together and move on. Because even the old cartoons, everyone had their own thing, and then you still had the Justice League cartoon where they came together and dealt with stuff. And in the Justice League cartoon, they referenced stuff that was going on, but they didn't have to connect it. If that makes sense. And so I think that's just what they need to do. And they just need to forget Marvel did what they had to do. They're probably the only one who can do it. You do DC, you do it the comic book way, and we'll still all love it.
Yeah, exactly. These characters are iconic. You want to be able to make another Wonder Woman movie, Batman, Superman, all them, and not worry about the shared universe. Let that take care of itself when, like you said, when the time comes. But let Aquaman be Aquaman, let Superman be Superman, and all that. And we love these characters, and let's just see these characters do their own thing and stop worrying about everything as a whole. And I honestly, I think I will enjoy those more, because I don't know about you, I'm kind of getting tired of watching something and all of a sudden, like, I feel like when a new movie comes out and halfway through watching the movie, we're getting news about a sequel or a third one, you know. They're already talking about Mandalorian season 4, you know. It's just like, I mean, can we get through season 2? It's like, you know, so I just kind of just slow down a little bit and just make the movies, give us the one-offs, and when the time organically comes up to bring them all together, do it, you know. You know, so I didn't mean to rant, but you know, I'm just kind of getting tired of this mindset of, you know, we can't even get halfway through movies without talking about a universe or a sequel, or it's like, come on, you know. So.
Yeah, and I think it really is just the age of YouTube and internet and stuff like that, where you have to have all this information that leaks and comes out, and everything is just out there constantly. And I think we've gotten caught up in that. And again, we've been spoiled by Marvel in that, hey, everything's connected, everything's leading up to something. We have this big, huge plan. And the thing is, it's like, unless you have one person at the helm, we talked about this with Star Wars, unless you have one person at the helm that has the master plan in mind, that's not going to work. It's not going to happen. And what you got to do is just, at this point, I think, treat it like go back to the early 2000s and 90s and stuff. Just do this superhero. Do a trilogy with this one superhero, and then outside of that, just, you know, do whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, I just don't see why they have to come in and say everything's going to be connected right off the bat. And I'm just like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. Again, hey, if you have Superman, and let's say you do Man of Steel 2, and at the end of Man of Steel 2, which should still happen, if at the end of that you have Brainiac shows up, or even if Brainiac's the main villain in Man of Steel 2, and have Superman lose and say, I need help, and Man of Steel, now you're into Justice League. Like, there's just different ways, and then he goes, gets help, and then they fight him to get, like, there's ways that you can connect it without making everything have to be connected.
Yeah, and don't my message. What I would like, if DC was like, "What do you think?" and I was telling them, it's like, don't make the same mistakes you already did. Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to do too much too soon. You know, that's, you know, I love Man of Steel. I love the Ultimate Edition. You know, but way too much too soon in this universe. Yeah. You kind of have a reset with the movies you've done, and this Snyder Cut. Let those happen. Let Wonder Woman 84 happen, what you're going to do with Aquaman, and whatever is happening with Superman. And then you got this Pattinson Batman stuff over here. Let that stuff happen, and then see where it lands, and then we'll see where it goes.
Yep.
You know, and I think it's time to admit that what we got with Marvel was just one of a kind. Was just a one of a kind decade of movies that probably will not be duplicated again.
Honestly, and honestly, from this point on, I don't even see how Marvel is going to be able to continue it. Yeah. Honestly. I mean, you can't continue that kind of storytelling forever. Actors get old. You have to switch things out. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. I like it. Let's enjoy what we had, and let's move forward.
Yep. And people get burnt out, you know. And I think Marvel was so great, and I loved how it wrapped up. And I think it's time for comic book movies as a whole to start doing these one-offs and stop worrying so much about a universe.
Or if you have a hero like a Superman, do your trilogy with Superman and just enjoy it. And then bring them back for specific occasions. Like they said in Spider-Man Far From Home, an Avenger level threat. You know, keep them separated until a Justice League level threat shows up and then put them together. It worked for the comics. It worked for the old cartoons. I think we're fine.
Well, we should have, I mean, this isn't what we're talking about today, but we should have gotten 2 Man of Steel movies, 2 Superman movies, hinted at, you know, there's a Bruce Wayne out there, separate Batman, tie in Wonder Woman somewhere, and then maybe you start talking about the Justice League.
Yep.
You know, but we got Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, the next movie, Justice League.
And don't forget Wonder Woman shoved in there. So
yeah, was that before or after Justice League? I can't remember. I was after Justice League.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was shoved in the Batman versus Superman before Justice League. Remember?
It's
BVS Dawn of Justice.
Yes. When did her movie come out? Like the Wonder Woman movie come
after
out?
BVS.
Before. Was it after Justice League or before?
After Justice League.
It was after. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah. So you got essentially 4 movies in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. But with all that being said, I'm anxious to hear. I'm anxious to hear a date for the Snyder Cut.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. And especially when they do stuff like
nerves
this.
that I have. So.
Especially when they do stuff like this, Gary, where they show a sweet picture of Deathstroke, who's also going to be in Snyder Cut. So looks like I lost Gary again. But can you hear me?
There you go.
All right.
Yes, I hear you now.
I was just saying, especially like we want a release date. We're ready to get hype, especially when they show pictures like this right here of Deathstroke. That is pretty. He looks pretty awesome. Like there's just no other way to put it. Like he looks pretty sick, and I'm excited to see him. You know, I've seen this guy in other things. I forget his name, but I think the stuff we've seen.
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, whatever. He always plays that hardcore guy well, and even at the end of BVS, right? Or was it Justice League? BVS.
Justice League. He was on. He came on Lex Luthor's boat.
Okay, so Justice League. Yeah. And when I saw him, I was like, "Yo, this is sick." So I'm curious to see how that goes. And and I'm excited to see this.
I told you before we went live. I don't know what he's looking at, but I don't want to be it.
I know, right?
Yeah. He played Flash in the original Spider-Man.
Yes, he did. He played Flash in the original Spider-Man. He was a tough army guy in the movie Rampage, starring The Rock. Which if you just like stupid, just completely stupid, dumb movie that's fun, Rampage is it.
He was also in Smurfs.
Yeah, we'll ignore that one.
Okay.
So this looks cool, and and here we go.
Cool character.
And Alyssa here says she's going to start a petition to get us on a podcast on Spotify.
Okay, sounds good. I like Spotify.
Yeah, we really got to figure out how to podcast this stuff. Maybe help out people from doing that.
The only downside about Sherry, the only downside about podcasts is you can't see our awesome backgrounds.
That's true. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. But continuing on with our DC news, because I know
Sherry wants Iron Man back.
Yeah, she does.
So.
Which I don't know, maybe. But
he's back. He's behind my shoulder.
Right there.
There you go.
Yes. So I like how you have Batman way bigger than Iron Man, just to assert dominance.
I mean, just kind of happened.
Yeah. So continuing on with DC news, mainly because Gary and I, you caught us in a rant, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, this happens. We're live, folks. Yeah. We're live. I'll to quote the great Jim Ross back in the WWF days. We're live, folks. Anything can happen.
Yeah. You know? And that's what happened.
Rant's gonna come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you know?
We got in a rant because we're excited about Snyder Cut, but we still have things we need to say. But moving on, in case you haven't heard the news, it officially broke that Wonder Woman on Christmas Day, Wonder Woman 84, will be hitting HBO Max. However, it will be releasing in theaters at the same time. So they are going the Bill and Ted Face the Music route, where they're going to release it on both platforms. It'll be on HBO Max if you want to watch it that way, and it will have a theatrical release. there is a rumor that the theatrical release will probably only go through January since it will be on HBO Max. So looks like you'll have maybe a month to catch it in theaters, which, Gary, do you want to go? To catch it on the big screen, which I believe, especially something like this, needs to be seen on the big screen. But yeah, so I have mixed feelings, but what do you think, Gary?
I am thankful this is a dual release on both platforms. I first want to say, I've been coming on this show we've been doing this, since the spring? I don't know, maybe early summer. Around there. And I have talked about the passion for theaters and all that. I want to say I am an HBO Max subscriber. I accidentally subscribed, trying to, thinking Mr. Rogers documentary was on it, and it wasn't, and it got me hooked because, because all the content on there got me hooked. There's some good stuff on HBO Max. So I say that to say, Efren, my friend, and our viewers, our subscribers, I give you my word. Though I subscribe to HBO Max, I will watch this in the theaters before I stream it on HBO Max, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. This movie belongs on the big screen. This iconic character belongs on the big screen. So, yes, I am glad that it is going into both. I wish it was kind of like, 1 month run in the theater, then it'll be on HBO Max. But, it is what it is. It's the times we're living in, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it worked. I didn't really see the numbers. I guess it worked for Bill and Ted. So maybe that's why they decided to go this route. They wanted to make sure they get as much out of it. I just don't know how they make their money back with streaming. I still don't understand how that works. And I've tried to watch other people try to explain it, but it seems like they're having a hard time understanding how views translate to money. I don't know. I'm sure something.
The winner in this is HBO.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so. HBO and WB, honestly, because however they make money or whatever, now they have it on HBO Max and they have it on theaters. So they get to double dip is essentially what it comes down to. They said, you know what? Why choose one platform and alienate people? Because like me, I don't have HBO Max. I'm not going to get it anytime soon. I'm already paying enough money for different streaming services. I'm going to get it when Snyder Cut comes out. And, as a free trial for 7 days. And then, so like there's a lot of people you're going to alienate from watching this movie if you only stick on HBO Max. So it's like, let's just make sure we hit everybody. Yeah. From a business standpoint, I get it.
I'm glad they're not going the Mulan Disney route.
Yes. That was a fear.
They're not doing that. And that was my first question when you told me about it. I was like, are they, because, that would be a no-go for me. But
no need to spend the extra money. See, that way it makes more sense, though, because then you can actually track, how much money you're getting in from it. So this is, I don't know how it works, but we'll see.
Yeah, I guess the way they'll probably do something like they'll probably track how many subscriptions they get from the release, because there'll probably be a lot of people, sadly, instead of seeing this in the theater like you and I are planning on doing, that do the 7-day trial, which I don't blame them. Do it, watch it, get off of it, and don't go see it in the theater. I'm glad we have some news about it, and I'm glad it is going to the theater, not in the traditional way, but yeah.
Yeah. So. I just wonder if this, because Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, for those who may not know, she's a big, like Christopher Nolan, she's big on theatrical experiences. And so I know this is what she's been pushing for. This is why she agreed to keep pushing it back and not just make the jump to streaming. I wonder if this was just the happy medium. So WB gets what they want and Patty Jenkins gets what she wants, to where they're able to say, okay, well, at least I'm getting my theatrical release and you get your streaming so you can go ahead and get it out so you can start making some money. This isn't a total loss to me, Gary. I know some people I have been reading and seeing that they said, and this is the end of theaters. We're done. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think we're done because it's still coming to theaters. It's not completely skipping it.
Yeah. What I'm anxious to see is the theater numbers, just the box office numbers. That'll be telling.
Yes,
that'll be really telling. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did have.
I wonder if we'll get a physical media release of this. You think we will?
I hope so.
Or is it just gonna, you know?
I hope so. I mean, we'll see. I mean, for instance, we talked about before that Disney said they're going all in on the streaming services. But the Mulan Blu-ray, which came out on streaming already, does have a release date. I forget what it is, but it has a Blu-ray release date. So there's a chance that they're going to do that. Maybe this whole Amazon fiasco made people think like, maybe we should still do this if people aren't going to buy in on this digital stuff if they can't own it.
Amazon and Real Pastors episode last Friday has opened people's eyes to the wonderful benefits of physical media. So.
Yep. Actually, I was talking to someone, FaceTime with someone yesterday, and she said she listened to our podcast, and she said that we inspired her, our podcast, but we inspired her to go buy something. She said she went there and she couldn't bring herself to actually buy it because, she has to spend money on other things. But she now knows that physical media is the way to go.
That made my day. That brings me joy, and I need a minute.
Okay. Well, while you do that, good old Sherry has asked who has more money, Batman or Iron Man?
Yes.
I might have to actually look that one up and see who has done the math to figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I have no idea.
We'll have the answer for that next week. So.
Yeah, I would think Iron Man because of all of his government contracts.
Yeah, probably.
And if you look at all his toys compared to Batman's toys, his have to be more expensive.
Well, Batman seems to be more. I know there's Wayne Enterprises. It seems to be more Gotham City, USA, where Stark Industries is like a global thing.
Yeah,
that makes sense. So maybe Iron Man. So.
Yeah, maybe, but not quite sure.
Not quite sure.
So we gotta. So I don't know. Then again, in Man of Steel, he had Wayne Enterprise had a satellite.
It did. Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's true.
That is a close.
And Sherry, why you gotta stress me out? Come on, man.
Hey, just keeping us on our toes. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, but I'm gonna be up at 2 a.m. like, well, I don't know.
we're gonna be that meme when we're laying there and our wives are like, he's thinking of other women, and we're like, who makes more money?
Who makes more money? Have you seen? I saw one of those the other day, and it was, how long does it take a giraffe to throw up? It's cracking me up. It's so funny.
When do people come up with this? I don't know, but I love it.
I don't know. Memes, they're the best.
I love it. So speaking of funny things, it is time for a movie quote for Thanksgiving dinner. And so what we're trying to do here is yes, like Gary said earlier, sometimes you're around the Thanksgiving dinner, maybe around the Thanksgiving table, eating dinner.
Around the
or
Thanksgiving
early dinner. Yeah. And
sure.
Things may be a little weird. Things may be awkward. Maybe you don't have much to contribute to the conversation. Maybe you can just, it's like maybe there's not much there.
I'm still at the kids' table. 2 years ago, my kids were at the big table, and I was at the kids' table.
Yeah. Hey, the kids' table is where it's at, man. That's where you have more fun anyways.
Yeah, when you're by yourself, though.
Oh, gosh.
That's how my world is.
Anyway. Then you get to practice your movie quotes then, Gary.
That's true.
But we're going to give you quotes to say. And honestly, I'm really excited about this, Gary, because I don't know what route you took, but I took the route of playing different characters and just quoting that character and then switching.
Yep.
Just in times, just when someone starts to catch on, you switch on them. And so essentially we're doing movie quotes to be a turd and just change the subject and make so it's good. If people want to start talking politics, you can control the conversation.
This is of utmost importance this Thanksgiving, especially with what we were going through in this election season that is still going apparently. These will help you get through it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, Gary, how about you go ahead and start off for us?
Okay. So the first one I have is just any Adam Sandler movie.
Yes.
All right. So mainly Billy Madison. Your family's starting to talk politics and you maybe just getting a little tension there. Do the gibberish talk at the table that Billy Madison did. you know, just
Yeah.
you know, just something like that. It stops the conversation in its tracks. People will quickly move on because they think you're deranged. You know,
Yes.
you know, Waterboy, anything, any Billy Madison works.
Mama always said,
you know?
just
Mama-
start off
Mama
anything you
said-
say. My mama said.
But Mama said Republicans are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. You know,
Yes.
you know, I mean, just any Sandler movie, you know, I mean, just I can. Wedding
Yeah.
Singer works, Big Daddy works,
Yes.
Happy Gilmore works.
Oh,
but-
if someone brings up Christmas, just to
Yeah.
help, put on a yarmulke.
yeah, start singing the Hanukkah song, you know, we should celebrate 8 crazy nights, you know, just,
Yeah.
my gosh, you know, someone brings KFC, like, no, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong, Mama's right, you know.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
So, yeah, so
love
yeah,
it.
basically any Adam Sandler role works. Mainly, like, gibberish Billy Madison seems to be the best,
Yes.
and I'm talking from experience, yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Look, Aunt Sherry here is saying politics will be off limits. Yes,
And Sherry,
I
you
agree.
and I will, you and I will team up on Thursday and do our best to make sure that stays the case. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So if anyone even dares utter something political, go Adam Sandler on them. As people look at you, what? So I love it. I went, this sounds terrible, but I went for all of mine. I went all villains just to make
nice.
people wonder.
I have one villain.
And so of course, I start off with the Joker, which I'm sure yours is off there too as well. And so maybe
Actually, no.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I have another Batman villain though.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I went Joker, Heath Ledger Joker. And you know, if someone starts, because I was thinking, man, if someone really starts talking politics, it is perfect at any point in time to say, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's about sending a message. And then people just, wait, what? Like, and then you can get the conspiracy theorist, just have them going with that quote. And then
Oh my gosh,
and
it's
then
brilliant.
and then you controlled it. You controlled the conversation at the table just with one quote right there.
Yep. So, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. They're sending a message.
Or if somebody brings up something about anything else that maybe in your family, just you know it's going to start a big old thing, just sit back and go, here we go.
Here we go. Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Here we go. You know, and then if it escalates, just we're gonna have tryouts. You know.
Yes. There can only be one. See, and if you can bring props, if you can bring a stick that you can bust in half and throw it on the ground and say, make it quick and walk out.
I'm gonna make this chicken or this turkey leg disappear.
Ooh, it's gone.
It's gone.
See,
Yeah.
see, it's just so easy with the Joker.
It
'cause He
is.
said such
It really
ridiculous
is.
things. It's so easy to do it with him.
Yep. Especially the first. I love the. It's about never about the money. Never about the money. It's about sending a message. Yeah.
Or if someone says a joke that doesn't hit, haha, I thought my jokes were bad. Just.
You know where that takes me back to, so I can't comment. Big inside joke there that I can't comment on.
So.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yes, but you know, as you can tell, Gary, I thought a little bit too much about this after we.
No,
decided to
that's
do
brilliant. It's brilliant. You know. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So back to you, sir. I mean, I think we got enough Joker there.
I just wrote Napoleon Dynamite was for one. You know, so many great family quotes in that. You know, somebody's not wanting to eat, just eat the food, you fat lard. You know,
Yes.
come get some ham. You know, and dang it. You know, and I'm sure I'll look at my brother at some point and say, "Come over here and trying to slap me, Scott. Come on, see what happens." You know, and then I'm sure I'll look at Megan and say, "She's my soulmate."
Yes.
So any Napoleon Dynamite quote works. You know, what the heck are you doing? You know, and so.
Oh, if Megan looks at you and says, "Gary, get off your phone. You're just jealous that I'm chatting online with babes all day."
I feel like babes all day. Oh man,
You might get slapped. But
Oh yeah, I definitely will. No, I'll just get the eye roll because she's
true.
used to it by now. You know. Oh man, yeah. But Napoleon Dynamite quotes work pretty well in the family setting. You know, if anyone has a relative named Tina, That works. Tina, come get some ham.
Come get your dinner.
Dinner. Eat the food, you fat lord. So yeah.
And you can go over to the table. Oh, Gary, you just opened up even more. Go over to the table, and you can just be like, "Where the dang quesadillas?"
Dang quesadillas. I'm tired of turkey every year. Ugh. Every year, eat all the stuffing. Oh man. Or you can just go into an Uncle Rico monologue.
Yes.
When things get weird. If I could just go back, I'd take state. How much you want to make a bet? I can throw a turkey over the mountains.
Yes.
But yeah,
and you will have someone who say, "I take that bet."
I'll take that bet. Yeah, true.
Oh man, so good.
But, yeah, Napoleon Dynamite works.
Good. Yeah. The other one I thought of was going full Thanos on your family.
Oh yes.
So that was one where I just thought as well is again, because thing is you can fit it in politics, religion, something's gone down in the family, or there's been a big change in your family, and you can it's a small price to pay for salvation.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you can have that moment where it's just like, I don't understand why we got rid of that car. Why couldn't you just do a small price to pay for salvation?
Oh, price to pay for salvation. Yeah. Yes. Oh man. Yeah. Or you're making your plate, your Thanksgiving plate, and you set it down and you just look and you say, perfectly balanced, like all things should be.
Yes.
Oh man. I feel like after Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year, everything that goes on in between. I've told you this. When it comes to New Year's, me and my family, we don't do anything. We have a tradition. We stay home because mainly me, I'm socially spent. Right. So every New Year's, it's like Thanos at the end of Infinity War at my house, and I'm just like, I've survived.
Yeah. Or after you eat dinner and people are like, "Hey, what do you want to do tonight?" I'm going to sit back and watch on a grateful universe. If I can finally rest, knowing there's a grateful universe.
I've done my job. Or somebody irritates you and you just, dang it.
Yes.
So, yeah, Thanos. That's good. That's good.
Yes. So there's plenty of Thanos quotes that you can have. I'm actually grateful. You have shown me what I must do. As you destroy some Thanksgiving food.
Show me what I must do. Yes. Yeah.
So from either Endgame or Infinity War, there is just plenty there that you can just go from, and it's great. Or you can go hello, like you say hello, and they say, "You know who I am?" Like that whole part with Iron Man. You can just go up to someone. You don't even have to have this can be the conversation starter. I also have been cursed with knowledge. Wait, what?
Or we can put Dwight Schrute in there. It's like someone's laughing, you walk up, humor. I have it too.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got any more, sir?
I got a couple more. They're real quick though. Like I wrote down John McClane from the first Die Hard. Just a few of those. Someone's late. Welcome to the party, pal. Or someone has a question about what food you're eating, and you say, no. Somebody has a question about food. It's like, what do you think? We're ordering a pizza. Just stuff like that. Bane. To just give like a passionate speech around the table. Would you like more chicken casserole? Of course.
Yes.
I was born eating casserole. Just.
Yes. I also had Bane.
Okay.
Because of a lot of his quotes, it will be extremely painful.
Painful
for you.
For you. Yeah.
After you completely, are you going to eat more of this? Are you going to eat more of that? It'll be extremely painful.
Extremely painful
for you.
Yes.
So, if someone wants to argue with you, this is where you have to walk up, stick your hand on the shoulder. Do you feel in charge?
Do you feel in charge? Someone reaches for so I'm a big turkey leg guy, or someone reaches for the last turkey leg and is like, "Do you feel in charge?"
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Bane definitely works. Oh man.
Oh yeah, he works so much. Yeah. It's like you take. Why are you taking so much food? It is my time to take it back to the people.
Yes, I cut the food and I give it to you.
As you give it to your children.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, yeah. Oh, you. Yes, you think holidays are your ally. Oh man, we've lost all our viewers.
It's quite all right.
It's all right.
They'll have to come back and watch the rest of it. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, what needs to happen
I think they wrote down 3 or 4 and they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do anymore.
Yeah, which I understand. What needs to happen is you and I need to go to a big social event together, and you're the Joker and I'm Bane, or vice versa.
Yes.
So that's what needs to happen. And the last thing I have is no quotes in particular, but I start quoting Home Alone and Christmas Vacation pretty much November 1st all through the holiday season. Mm-hmm. So those quotes work. If someone gets on your nerves and you're at your grandma's house and you don't want to say a bad word, or you don't say bad words because you don't use bad words and you just go the Joe Pesci in Home Alone, and so yeah.
And of course you have to quote because I thought about this one too. So you have to quote why don't you get you ugly yellow. I mean, I just used it the other day. No good keister off my property.
My property. I'll pump your bullet.
As you hold a Nerf gun, preferably.
Yeah. Yes.
Again, some of these work better with props. So be prepared.
Yes, they do. Yeah. You got that nephew or cousin gets on your nerves. Look what you did, you little jerk.
Oh yeah.
So
there's
pretty much any Cousin Eddie quote works as well. So So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are my main ones. Was the 3 main villains. So 2 Batman, of course, 1 the entire everyone. So
yeah.
But yeah, those are to me especially for villains, you can have so much fun with them and saying stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so that's why I had fun with that. And then again, I had thought of that Home Alone one of just not even quoting Home Alone, quoting the fake movie on Home Alone.
I know, right?
So one that,
he's upstairs taking a bath.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, I'm leaving. Sorry, I can quote that.
But then
1, 2, 10.
But then what you could do after everyone leaves from Thanksgiving, just turn around to the wife and said, I made my family disappear.
Disappear. Yes. Home Alone is folks, we're going to be probably doing a deep dive into that movie real soon as the Christmas season approaches.
Oh yeah, we're going to have to.
I absolutely adore that movie. Mm-hmm. But hopefully, as we approach this Thanksgiving week, this will be some tips on how to have a wonderful holiday experience with your family. And hey, we joke, we have fun, but we hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Eat a lot.
Enjoy the fam, watch some football, and just have a good time. Watch the Cowboys lose. That's always good.
Yeah.
Watch Detroit
always
lose.
Good for America.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen. So
yeah. So the 2 staples of Thanksgiving are probably going to lose. So whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So enjoy that. Thanks for joining us. We will not be on live next week because of the holiday. But
holiday hiatus, but we'll be back, and we got some plans for when we return.
Yep. We will upload again our review of The Mandalorian. We'll have that for you next week, but we will not have a live broadcast on Friday because of the holidays, and we'll be back the week after that. So please make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, if you've been watching, so you don't miss out on any future content.
As we close, I just want to say one thing. I know we got to go, but doing some research for today's episode, I realized there is no really Thanksgiving movies.
No, there's not.
So I think after today's episode, with what we've talked about and the research we've done, you and I should write a Thanksgiving movie.
Done.
Yeah. All right.
Done.
Coming to theaters 2023, the Efren and Gary Thanksgiving.
Yeah, perfect. So. And don't worry, JB. Sorry you just now came on. You can go back and watch it, especially the movie quotes. Probably some of our best ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there you go.
So
don't worry that you missed it. Oh, he says planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
John Candy, Steve Martin classic. Man.
Yeah.
John Candy was incredible.
Yeah, not necessarily a Thanksgiving movie, but
it counts.
Still, it's close enough. Close enough. So,
all right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Gobble.